Hi, in this video I want to talk about how fleeting time is and how we're always saying, oh well, it's always a week away. Well, it's a week away and it's slowly counting down every second. It's a week away, yes, but it's getting closer and it's inevitably going to be here. It doesn't mean it's going to happen. Whatever worry you may have, like I mentioned, I think I made a video on this and I uploaded this video recently. I think it was Later Worry Now, where it's going to happen anyway. I mentioned this before. It's going to happen anyway. It's inevitably going to happen. The time's ticking right now. Before you know it, it's going to be here. And I think it comes down to you want sort of like you expect. Time goes fast, time goes slow. It goes fast when you're having a fun time. When you don't want it to go fast, you want it to go slow. And when you're having a boring, dull, miserable time, it's going slowly when you don't want it. You want it to go fast, and you want it to go slow in the good times, and fast in the bad times. Sort of like when you're experiencing something. I can't wait. I like anticipating. I like anticipating this. Or you don't like anticipating, regardless of the anticipation, the time you have. You couldn't wait for the time to go by faster for something to happen. Oh, it's far away. I don't have to worry about anything else. I don't have to worry about my dentist appointment or whatever it is that scares you, that you dread. It's still going to be here before you know it. The time's ticking and it's getting closer every second. And it's going to be here before you know it. Next week at the same time is going to be here before you know it. And it's going to be here, and that's how things work. You're going to be asleep, it's going to be the next day, you're going to experience, you're going to sleep again, it's going to be the next day. Before you know, you're right back to where you started. Or you're right to the thing where you were trying to avoid, you were so afraid of to begin with. So it's going to be here eventually, that's the point. It is going to be here eventually. So it's something you can't avoid. The nature of, not necessarily time, but movement is fleeting. Time is fleeting based on the fact that it's just a movement moving based on cycles that we have created based on our circumstance. And just because we happen to be the circumstance of the moon revolving around the earth and us revolving around the sun doesn't mean it was, I don't even know where I was going with that point, but anyway, doesn't mean we're entirely controlled by those things, but that's the way it happened to be. We're not entirely controlled by the fact that there's days and nights, but we're kind of controlled, but that doesn't mean it's ultimately controlling. Obviously, we defy that. We still go outside at night, still do this, still do that, but obviously we have schedules and we do all sorts of things like that that rely on those kinds of those things of creating a mutual agreement or whatever it may be. If that makes any sense. Anyway, yes. So, yes, it's going to be here eventually. Time is going to be the time that you're dreading so much. And then if you're looking forward to something or in the middle of something you're having, time couldn't be going by any faster, but you want it to go by slower. So it's so contrary. When you want it to be going slower, it's going faster. When you want it to go faster, it's going slower. And there's no way really to avoid that. And then again, maybe it's all perception. So there's no way to avoid it, because if you're having fun, that's synonymous with time going by fast. And if you're bored, there's no way to change it. It's just saying, well, obviously the time can't go by slowly or whatever it is if I'm having fun. It has to go by fast, and that's synonymous. Having fun is synonymous with fast and time movement. Getting caught up in the moment, having fun, not thinking about all the crap or whatever, and same thing with experiencing a negative. Experiencing some kind of positive when it's going by fast. You want to go by slower, but it's not going to happen because fast means good time and bad time means slow. That's the way it works. You can hope for the other way, but it just means if you're hoping for a slow time, for a good time, it's just a bad time then, and vice versa. So, it's one of those things that just kind of suck about reality. One of those things where you have to draw a comparison that makes it all the more depressing to realize exactly what you're in. When you realize, oh, those ideas that I didn't want to be so connected are more connected than I thought. Actually, they're the same thing, and you can't avoid them, which is unfortunate, I guess. Yep. So anyway, unfortunate synonymous ideas is another thing. All these ideas and this cognitive dissonance you have with these ideas, this confusion, this inability to accept the fact that these are the things and these are the way things function, regardless of the fact that it doesn't seem like they should be that way, but they are. These two things that shouldn't be the same. Fun should mean slower, not faster. But that's the way it is. There's no way to avoid it. You can say it should be slower, but it doesn't mean it's going to be slower. It just means, well, that would be nice. But it's the fact that it's not going to be working that way. Unless there's some kind of mind games you can play, I suppose. Or, you're in the middle of something, before you know it, it's gone. Or you can't wait, or any of that kind of stuff. But time is gonna, time's gonna be here before you know it. It's gonna be right in front of your face before you know it. It's not too far away. And before you know it, it's right here. And before you know it, it's gonna pass. Isn't that what Leonard Skinner said? Yeah, they said something like that, right? So take a look. Leonard Skinner said it's like, yeah, they said in some song of theirs, like, Simple Man, whatever, something like that. I don't know. I just remember hearing it in one of the songs. Yeah, and they will pass. Hard times passing. Yeah, but they'll be gone, right? But it's still a hard time. Sorry, it's still a hard time. Yeah, it will pass, but it could be passing, and you could be crying afterwards, and you could kill yourself because it was so bad. So it could pass, but it's still going to have an effect on you. Doesn't matter if it's past. The passing could be good. I got through it. I got over the water, or it can be I'm way down below and I'm being held down by an anchor. And I can't breathe and I think I'm going to die. It passed, and it passed the time I died. It didn't really pass until I died. The bad time I thought beforehand ended up turning my whole day bad. So yeah, it doesn't always necessarily end the best way. It's going to be over. Yeah, it could be over if things go well immediately, or it can be over 2 days from now after you had a horrible accident. It wasn't going to be that bad. It's going to be over before I know it. It was going to be over anyway. It's going to come and it's going to go. And yeah, sometimes it can come and go and be good and easy and not as bad as I expected, or it can be much worse than I expected, or exactly how I expected and be bad. So it doesn't really matter. It's going to be bad anyway, blah, 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 blah. It can be much worse. It doesn't mean it's going to be over and past, but it can be much longer, and obviously much longer would be not preferable. It's best to make sure it's as efficient and as short as possible, whatever deprivation or pain or fear you may have. A negative experience. You experience as much positive experience or much non-negative, or to avoid as much more negative than less negative as possible. So that's how, generally speaking, we want this game to work. And my voice is getting very high-pitched because my voice is very strained. Anyway, that's all I want to say. Not really anything I've touched on the subject before, so I don't want to go on before another idea comes in my head, so let's wait until next week and see if that happens. Yeah. Anyway, thank you, and until next time.